Imagine moving into your dream home, only to realize that the walls themselves are watching you. A family once vanished inside this house, without a trace. 40 years later, a young woman dared to step inside, and what she uncovered still haunts the town to this day. If you've ever felt that cold shiver when justice is finally served, or when karma catches up, then you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into one of the most chilling revenge stories you'll ever hear. The story begins in Elderville, a quiet little town in America. People there don't talk about one particular house unless you really press them. Locals call it Whisper House. Why? Because those who entered never came back. Back in 1978, Dr. Ward, Henry Collins, moved in with his wife and 2 children. On the outside, they looked like the perfect family. A brilliant father, a loving mother, 2 happy kids. But then, one winter night, the family simply vanished. When police entered, the dinner table was set with steaming hot food, beds neatly made, no blood, no broken windows, nothing. It was as if the family had been erased. That's when the whispers began. Some said Henry was cursed. Others believed something inhuman lived in that house. Fast forward 40 years. A young woman named Emma Stevens buys the house. She's different, fearless, ambitious, and maybe a little stubborn. Emma loves restoring old homes, but what she really loves is proving people wrong. When villagers warned her, she laughed it off. But soon, the house started testing her. At night, she'd hear children's laughter echoing through the walls, sometimes soft, almost playful, sometimes sharp, as if mocking her, and then one night, she glanced at her mirror. Behind her, a shadow, a man's tall figure. His face is eerily similar to Dr. Henry Collins's, but his eyes, empty, black voids. Emma's heart raced, her body froze. She wanted to scream, but her throat locked shut. She turned around, nothing there, shaken. Emma dug deeper. She scoured old newspapers, court documents, and police files. What she found turned her blood cold. Dr. Henry wasn't just a respected doctor. He was a scientist accused of illegal experiments on humans. The townsfolk had whispered rumors for decades that he had used his own family as test subjects. No bodies were ever found. Some believed they had been transformed into something unrecognizable. Something that still lingered. Emma wasn't just curious anymore. She was angry. Angry at Henry for what he'd done. Angry that his crimes had been buried, dismissed as a ghost story. She wanted justice for his family, for herself, and for the truth. Emma wasn't going to run. She set up cameras around her room, determined to catch whatever haunted her. That night, she whispered to herself. The night was long. Every creak of the floorboards, every flicker of the light made her heart slam against her ribs. But she stayed, watching, waiting. By morning, exhausted, she checked the footage. Her blood turned to ice. On the screen, a man stood behind her bed the entire night. He never moved, never blinked. His empty black eyes stared straight into the camera. It was Henry. Emma realized she couldn't fight Henry with fear. She had to fight him with the truth. So she went public. She leaked the footage, the files, the old reports. She wrote every detail online, forcing the world to confront the truth Elderville had tried to bury. The town could no longer dismiss the story as a rumor. Henry's name was forever tied to his crimes. His reputation, once spotless, now rotted in infamy. And that house, instead of being a mystery, it became a warning, a symbol of his evil. Emma may have vanished soon after, but in a way, she won. She destroyed the silence that had protected Henry's legacy for decades. The whispers in the house may never stop. But thanks to Emma, they now carry a different tone, not one of power, but of exposure. The satisfying twist isn't just supernatural, it's karmic. Henry's secret, his mask of respectability, was ripped away. His greatest desire to be remembered as brilliant was shattered. And Emma? Though gone, she became the one voice strong enough to outscream the whispers. She gave Henry the one thing he could never escape: truth. Maybe Whisper House is cursed. Maybe it's haunted. But maybe, just maybe, the real horror was a man who thought he could hide his sins forever. And the real revenge? The truth that finally came out. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments what's creepier, a ghost story or a real-life monster in disguise. And of course, subscribe for more chilling tales of revenge, mystery, and karma.